Continuing with 2.1, today 2.1b, we are continuing the idea of quadratics. Now, what if we were given a quadratic that has more of a mixed number, a larger number in flux? So let's say we were given negative 5x squared plus x minus 3. And they want us to put that into standard form. Remember, our standard form is a x minus h squared plus k. So what we need to do first is, first things first, I'm going to split that 3, and I'm going to split the first. So the first 2 and the 3 will be split up into 2 pieces, and the first 2 parts I'm going to factor out the negative 5. So when we factor out the negative 5, we're left with an x squared in the middle. So since we factor out a negative 5, the variable in front of our simple x, well, negative 5 times what makes 1? Well, negative 5 times negative 1/5 makes 1. Okay, and so then we're going to keep that in the parentheses, and now our 3 is on the outside. Now, same thing here. I want to find half of 1/5. Half of 1/5 is 1/10, and we square that. 1/10 squared, that would be plus 100. Okay, so plus 100. And now to add or subtract that, normally we would subtract, but now we have to multiply that to the outside to balance our equation, because we add here, we need to subtract. However, we don't subtract, we're going to add, because once we do a negative times a negative on our outside variable, that becomes a positive. So we do 100 times negative 1/5, so negative 100, that would actually be plus, okay, 1 out of 20. So once again, to reiterate, normally to balance our equation, we would subtract, since we added on the inside, we would have subtract minus 1 over 100, but we had to multiply then negative 1 over 100 by negative 5, and that gives us a positive 120. So then we will combine, and so this becomes negative 5 times x minus 1/10, right, squared, and negative 3 plus 1/20. If we think about negative 3/20, that's what, negative 60/20 plus 1, so that is minus 59/20. So that is our standard form of our quadratic given a larger number on the outside, and that's how we would do that. We would complete the square by first blocking off the 2, factoring, and then remembering to multiply the negative number by either positive or negative by the outside number, and combining. I'll probably put up an example, another example for our homework. Here, let's say, what if we were given a point on a graph? So let's go down here. So let's say we were given a vertex and a graph. So let's say our vertex is here, and it hits this graph here, right there. So this is our parabola. It doesn't look great, but at least we know. Okay, so our vertex is -3, -1, and this point is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And this then we have to put that into our standard form. Well, luckily for us, this already gives us our h and our k, because it gives us our vertex already. So here our h is what is the x, so it'd be x plus 3 squared minus 1. However, we always have to consider there is an a. Now since there's an a, we gotta find a. Well, to do that, we're just gonna use our 0, 4 and plug that into our equation to find our a value. So let's say our point is 0, so our 4, so it's 4 equals, our y is 4, 4 equals a times 0 plus 3 squared minus 1. So 4 equals what, 9a minus 1, 6. We add 1 to both sides, which will give us 5. So then 5 equals 9a. Divide by 9, divide by 9. A then b is actually 5/9. So our formula is actually y equals 5/9 x plus 3 squared minus 1. I'm gonna put up a couple of examples for the homework assignments, just because I feel like there's a lot more algebra here to do, but the concept is still the same, and that is all you need to know for 2.1b.